Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about why we should watch RoboCop 2, and let me explain. Okay, yes, RoboCop 2 is a highly fictionalized movie, and I'd probably say 95% of that is not realistic police work, okay? However, at the beginning of the movie, what the film touches on is that the police went on strike. Now, I do not think it would be highly likely that a major corporation would buy the police department. As you would see in the movie, Omni Consumer Products bought them, and they canceled the cops' pensions and they cut their salaries by 40%. I highly doubt that would go on, but what the movie touched on that I want to talk about is the city was in chaos when the cops went on strike because of it. And if cops go on strike or without cops, there will be anarchy in the streets and there will be people executing one another at a rapid rate. You see the beginning of the movie where it's chaos before RoboCop comes. RoboCop and like two other cops were the only cops that didn't go on strike about at the beginning of the film. And you just saw how much chaos was there before RoboCop came. And that's what would happen without a RoboCop in real life. Because in real life, there's no RoboCop. So, all-out war on the police is not the answer. Yes, there's plenty of things police do that I don't necessarily agree with, but there's plenty of things that they do that I do agree with, and most cops, I can tell you, are good, and they do care about the welfare of the general public, regardless of race, creed, or color, or economic background. And so, the cops, we can't always just exclude the cops. I mean, we can't always just talk bad about the cops. We can't always say it's always the police fault. You know, for every bad action that a police officer does, I'd probably say there's 10 to 12 good actions at least. So, yes, I mean, I didn't think the death of Eric Garner was justified. I thought that chokehold over untaxed cigarettes was uncalled for. My personal opinion. I thought the killing of Michael Brown was justified. I didn't at first, but after hearing and seeing a lot of the evidence on the news, there was no hands up, don't shoot. Michael Brown went into the convenience store before Darren Wilson shot him and just trashed the convenience store and lashed physical and verbal threats at the convenience store clerk, which the convenience store clerk testified to. And also the Department of Justice, when Eric Holder was Attorney General at the time, the Department of Justice said there was not any evidence to prosecute Officer Darren Wilson. So the point that I'm trying to make with all this is that it's not always the cops' fault, and you can't just have an all-out war on the police and blame the police for everything and not increase their pay and not increase their benefits. And you can't do that. It's just not the answer. So, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.